I'm gonna have to go down some side streets. Keep away from the wind if we can, but if we can't, then we won't. Chat. Okay, let's get this chat up. Let's get this chat going. Top chat. Yes, Ruben. Let's get this live chat going. 2 people in the room. Just gonna go for a little walk a little further down, and then we'll start our chat. Good evening to the room. Just waiting to give you a look and see what's going on. This is Worthing at the moment. Gonna have a look at the evening itself. Here we go. That's the pier. The pier itself there. Yep. There we go. And here we go. There's our cinema. That's the dome. £2-3 to go and watch a movie. And at the time, before they were doing it for £4. You get to watch a movie and you get a cup of tea and some biscuits with it. Amazing times. We're just walking along this hill. Yeah, it is. It is. I used to do my road work here, not down here. I used to do my road work from Hove to Brighton. I used to run all the way from Hove into Brighton. I couldn't dream of trying to do that now. But I think it's that kind of fitness I'm going to need going forward. Hey, let's see some seagulls. Just for a second. To really make you feel that vibe that you... I don't need them because I bloody see them on my doorstep every day. There you go. There's that seagull feeling. Just for a minute. Oh, some crows as well. I don't like seeing crows too often though. They different vibe about them. They know all the messages of bad news. We keep well away from them. I love the seagulls though. So, here we go. Take this walk along the seafront.
That's nice for a bike.
Damn.
That was actually a good bike.
Right. I want to show you a property or an area of Worthing that I really love. Walk a little slower so you can see better. I want to show you an area of Worthing that I really love. I like being in love with this place since time, right? I've always said one day I'm going to get myself one of these. I really do love it, but I don't. So I've seen some clowns out there now. I'm thinking maybe I don't want one of those. But look at this. Come look at this. See those over there? Those ones over there are really nice. I like them. But then here's me saying I like them. But again, here's me saying I like them. But I don't like anything that's below ground floor. So I don't quite know how that works out for me. I don't like anything above ground floor. So I'm not sure how that works out. I have lived higher before, but I didn't like it. Alright, so let's get down to doing some boxing talk. Smash the like button when you're in the room. Please do share the video. Really appreciate it. So first of all, news, information, BWTM supporters. Just first to let you know that our website is being upgraded. So really excited about that news. Thoughts about it. I think I shared my thoughts about it in a previous video. Gonu. I did a previous video about it. Dillian Whyte has fought. If you don't know about Dillian Whyte, he's got a kickboxing background. It's not that ridiculous. It's more ridiculous with James Toney going in there and fighting, or Shannon Briggs going in there and fighting, or Mike Tyson going in. That's ridiculous. But when you've got a guy of Dillian Whyte who's got a kickboxing background, I don't find it ridiculous. And I don't find it ridiculous that Francis Ngannou could transfer over and become a heavyweight champion of the world. I don't find it ridiculous at all. In fact, I see it being probably one of the more sensible things that would be happening in the fight game, because you've got a guy who's got a background in both things. Where I'm going to go now is somewhere I really do like in Worthing. Well, not I really like, but another sweet spot. So let's take you to another sweet spot while I'm talking. So I don't see it being that ridiculous. I think it's a marketable fight. I don't think Dillian Whyte, with all due respect, has got the acclaim yet that he deserves. He needs to knock out Anthony Joshua, like Tyson Fury. He needs that big marquee name knockout win. It's all right knocking out Joseph Parker, with all due respect, and that's no disrespect to Dillian Whyte here, but he needs that marquee knockout. Now here's the place we're going to today. We're going to walk down here today. This is a nice, very quiet spot here. It's quite nice. It's all due respect, I don't see it being that way. A bad fight. I think it's a very good fight. I don't think it's ridiculous. I think boxing's a business, UFC is a business, and it's a good business deal. What has to happen for business sense, for that to make business sense, what really needs to happen there is for Dillian Whyte to basically Dillian Whyte needs to raise his profile. He needs that marquee fight now. It's all right fighting pay-per-view, but if nobody knows you, you know, they might know you in the UK, but you need that marquee fight. You need to go to America. You need to knock somebody out in America. Or you need to fight a name that really everybody knows. You know, Joseph Parker's a good start. You know, Oscar Rivas, not so much. Derek Chisora, he's really for UK fans. So I'm not knocking Dillian Whyte's achievements for 1 second. Do you think Whyte should have moved to Frank, but he would have been in a few pay-per-view fights now? You see, I've said it before, and I'll say it again. Frank knows how to build a fighter. Frank knows how to build a fighter. Hearn knows how to, potentially, you could say Frank knows how to build a fighter, and Hearn knows how to promote a fighter. Maybe. If Frank Warren and Eddie Hearn worked together, could you imagine if Frank Warren and Eddie Hearn worked together? You have Frank Warren doing the management side of things, like how to get a fighter, it's a career belt, yeah? And you had Eddie Hearn's ability to promote and talk BS. I think that would be an unstoppable team. But because of the egos of the two guys, that won't happen. But imagine Frank and Eddie working together, just for a second. How amazing that would be. Should I sit here? Do you think here's a good sit to sit? Or do you think actually, there's another park I want to take you to across the road, which is even nicer than this. Or someone will say, it's gorgeous, mate. It's absolutely gorgeous. So we'll go across there. We'll have a look. Let's walk through here and do that. Do you know what I've noticed? In the evening time, it seems like people used to tell me before that Worthing brings out the knobs in the evening. I actually see it now. I actually see it, because maybe in the evening times I don't kind of, I see so many idiots. Like, you don't have to be around them to see that they're idiots. You just watch them and think, what a complete jerk. Just the things they do. Like, I was thinking, why would you do that? That's just, you're a jerk, that's why. Well, there you go, that's park. This is a nice park. Palm Court Pavilion, it's called. It's worth a nice little walk through. And we'll find a little spot. And I'll stop walking around in a minute and just find another spot and sit down. So let's see. Somebody is saying something, let's see. He's well done for his pocket, maybe not so much for his title ambitions. Yeah, I'd say that. I'd say that. Right, talking point. Interesting discussion. Very, very interesting discussion I'm about to have here. Something I saw on Twitter. You know what? I think we'll sit around here. And here's me, Mr. Hayfever, taking you in what I think is quite a nice little walk. Yes. I thought this was Worthing by the Sea, mate. Yeah, well, it is, but I'll take you somewhere else though. It's Worthing by the Park today. So let's see, shall we? Yeah. What do you think? Stop around here. Have a look at it. Stop and look. I can pan the area a second for you. So this is called Pavilion Court. Like across the road from the leisure centre. It's pretty nice actually. Got to show off where you live, innit? You've got to be proud of where you live. I don't like having my back to anybody though. I like to see what's going on. So I just want to find a spot where I can see everything and I can talk. This is nice. I do like it. Sort of place you take your girl, go for a walk. You know what I mean? All right, let's come here. There we go. So let me just, I think this here is good. We'll sit just here. Is that a flipping magpie there waiting for me? Bomber Clark, brown magpie waiting for me. You're waiting for me as well. You're coming to let me know I've got to travel soon. Okay. Thank you for letting me know. You're waiting for me to travel. Oh no, I've got to travel this weekend. Thank you for letting me know. I don't think that's quite a nice spot, is it? It's not really nice. There you go. We'll go to Bowling Green. Yes, Mr. Magpie, you cool? It's all right. No, I'm not disturbing you. I'm not disturbing you. It's cool. It's all good. We got a good relationship. All right, let's come here. Let's sit here. Look at this. Look at here. See, this is they play bowls. Oh God. You know that's a pure trash fight, don't you? You know, I know that's a complete trash fight. I'd rather watch Sam Eggington. I'd rather watch Kell Brook fight Ted Cheeseman. Right. Okay, we're gonna sit right here. That's a nice view, isn't it? Let me see. Should I put my face on camera? Yeah, maybe, but I'm gonna have to wipe the camera first. And if I wipe the camera, it don't look good, then we'll just stay as we are. Okay, yeah, we can do this today. You have to mind the hair. I'm growing the old afro out. So, all right, let's talk. Got this glaze coming from somewhere. I don't know where the glaze is coming from. See if we can get that glaze out of the way. All right, let's talk. So, Hughie Fury. Hughie Fist of Fury. We know him for fighting for the WBO title against Joseph Parker, and I feel that that's a fight that I still think that Hughie won the fight, but you know, it is what it is. Joseph Parker got the win. Kubrat Pulev got cut in that fight, and well, Kubrat Pulev outboxed him and won that fight. Alexander Povetkin fought that fight, basically went to sleep and allowed Povetkin to hustle him out of a fight, a win. So let me ask you this question: what is Hughie Fury learning in these fights? Is he actually... Pardon? For flip's sake, park's closing. There's always one in it. Flipping, I sat down in 2 minutes, mate. I mean, you turned me to park. This way or that way? All right, cheers. The park's closing. Just as I was getting myself comfortable. Well, so okay. So Hughie Fury versus Hughie Fury. So question number one is, what is Hughie Fury actually learning as a heavyweight, as a fighter? What is he learning? That's what I want to know. What exactly is this young man learning? He's 25 years old. He's young. He's got time on his hand. Are we going to talk about Hughie Fury at 35 years old saying he's got a lot to learn? The question is, how much can he learn? how much is he learning? How much does he want to learn? And like, I'm not saying this is the case with Hughie Fury, but I am using an example here. You can take a horse of water, but you can't make a horse drink. You can take a horse of water and you can't make it drink. Do you understand? He could fight all the guys in the world. Oh, right. He could fight Kubrat Pulev. He could fight Povetkin. He could fight King Kong. He could fight Godzilla. But if you make, you play in video games and you get to the same boss, right? That's giving you problems. And you decide to fight the same boss the same way. I mean, a lot of people will watch me, some people will watch me play Injustice 2, right? And they'll see me get myself handed to, right? By taking a certain strategy. If I'm playing with Batman or I'm playing with Superman, or I'm playing with Robin or Flash, all DC characters in a DC game, of course. And I'm gonna get my ass whooped by the Joker, or I'm getting my ass whooped handed to me by, I don't know, Black Adam. If I go and fight the same way, if I know Black Adam's special move is to duck or to jump up high and shoot at me, right? It's probably not to stay low, but to make sure I back up or jump up with Black Adam. And as he jumps, I kick him. That might be an idea. If I stick there every time I fight Black Adam and keep getting shot the same way all the time, it means I'm not learning, right? So this is not just Hughie Fury, but it's because I keep hearing the same script in boxing. We talked about scripts yesterday. Oh, yeah, he's young. What the hell does that mean? I mean, I coach people. I've coached people from grassroots level right through to coaching at international level. And at the end of the day, it's all about development. Where is the development? Yes, he's always had a beautiful, nice jab. Tall, long, always been a defensive fighter for the most part. Gets aggressive against guys he knows he can beat and knock over. But against the top guys, he's yet to put it all together. I'm not suggesting it won't happen. I'm not suggesting he can't do it. I'm just suggesting at the moment, it isn't quite happening the way it should be happening. Okay, so let's just stop here a second and show you where we are. This was not part of my plan to walk up here tonight. But for those of you who know or hear about Worthing, this is the Worthing Hospital just here. Let's just take you for a little walk and show you here. Worthing Hospital, just for a second. Okay. So it's considered an outstanding hospital. I don't know if you can see the sign up there. Outstanding hospital. Let me move away from here for obvious reasons. But yeah. So is Hughie Fury learning? What does he learn by knocking over guys he can knock over? He can knock them over. What does he learn by fighting fights with Kubrat Pulev, Povetkin, in fights he's losing? Does he actually compute and understand and say, so, you know what? I didn't do that right there. I kind of switched off in that fight. Because it seems to be a recurring pattern so far. Yes, BG. It seems a recurring pattern here. And the next fight I'm about to mention will either answer that question whether Hughie Fury is learning, or, you know what? I ain't feeling walking down the main road like this. Let me slip down this side road and go down the other way, back home. Yeah, we'll do that. So, you know what? Let me walk down this main road and be done with it. It's quieter. It's actually quiet on this road. Yeah, I walk myself back home. So, where was I? Is he actually learning anything? Is he actually learning anything? Is he actually putting it together? And will he ever put it together? Because when people suggest and say, yeah, well, Hughie Fury's 25 years old, give him a break. People are suggesting that actually this guy is actually going to put it together and become a world champion. And if that's the case, then fine, there's a curve, or there's a line in progression. Like when you're coaching, I'm coaching a young person, whether it be, I don't know, say for boxing, I want to see him throw the double jab in the right hand. Oh, hello. I'll throw a double right jab, right hand, left hook combination. I like see it, and then if I see it on the pads, I want to see him do it in sparring. And then after I see him do it in sparring, I actually want to see him do it in a fight. If I can see him do it in a fight, it means that he's actually learning. It means that he's actually taking it into consideration. It means that he's actually developing and getting better. That's what that means. But if he's not doing those things, if every fight he's in, he's switching off. If every fight he's in, he's doing the same old things over and over and over again. 28 days later in Worthing, empty. It's kind of. I'll take you down, show you some of the nightlife as well. What? Nightlife? Still bloody daytime, mate. Yes, all right, don't worry. I'll show you anyway. I'll show you what kind of nightlife you can have in Worthing. I've done it before. For those of you who want to know what the nightlife is like in Worthing, just check out my series. It's Worthing by the Sea. It's on my Ingram Jones YouTube channel. You probably don't even know about it. So type in Ingram Jones YouTube channel and you'll see a little series I did of me Worthing by the Sea. It's quite interesting. I go out eating food and go various places. So yeah, bit too busy tonight. Bit too busy tonight for my liking. Right, so anyway, so is he learning? That's the question. Is Hughie Fury learning? And if so, for those of you who say he is learning, can you give me examples of where he's learning? Can you show me where he's learning? Like, at the moment, the way I see is in big fights, he's either switching off or he doesn't want to be there. It just seems like a guy who doesn't want to be in the boxing ring. For whatever reason, he does not give me the indication that he wants to be in boxing, big boxing fights. I think he's one of these guys who'll fight, give it his best shot. If he wins or he loses, whatever, take the money, go home. I mean, I'm not saying he's taking the money for the sake of taking the money. I'm saying he'll fight as a prize fighter, take the money, go home, come back, fight again, take the money, come back, go home, and then he'll fight again. I don't see any progression yet. I don't see any, like, all the press conferences kind of seem the same way. I don't see any real drive, but that could just be his personality. It could just be his personality. Is it too much expectation on Hughie Fury? Yeah, that could be it as well. But that expectation comes back to the script that comes with, oh, well, he's only 25 years old. That's putting expectation itself. If his name wasn't Fury, take the name away. Take the name away, Fury. He started boxing so young, yeah. So he may have hit his peak already. Not suggesting he has. Again, these are just questions I'm asking. But let's just say that we've seen the best of him already. Let's just say that he's not going to improve that much more of a fighter. Take the Fury name away. Let's call him Hughie Brown for a second. Take the Fury name away. Take away Tyson Fury for a second. Would you still be giving the same excuses or the same script of he's only 25 years old, he's only 25, he's going to learn, he's going to get better? Would you be using that same script? I'm just wondering if you would. Because I actually don't think you would. I actually think you'd be probably more critical. In fact, I think you'd be quite brutal. There are some people on Twitter that are brutal anyway. I say, like, you know, for example, Hughie's called out Dave Allen. Now, for me, Dave Allen is the perfect opponent for Hughie Fury. In my opinion, if I want to find it, if Hughie's put it all together, Dave Allen is the perfect fight if you get it right. And it's a nightmare if you get it wrong. Hear me carefully. Hughie Fury against Dave Allen is a beautiful fight for Hughie Fury to show off his jab, his boxing ability, you know, his slip, you know, throwing the jab, throwing the right hand, moving off the ropes, blah, 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 blah. Yeah, you know, tick-tock. There we go. And showing all the awkwardness. It's a great fight for that. However, oh yeah, here we go. Here's a bit of the nightlife. See this place here? This place here is called 10. 10 used to be believe it or not, was a church. It was called the church before, yeah? And upstairs it's got a nice sitting area upstairs. You go walk around these spiral steps to get to the top. Interesting. The best of Worthing come here. Oh, you can really insult all you want there. The best of Worthing come here. I've come here a couple of times. The Worthing basketball team, my good friend, comes down here some of the time. Yeah, the best of Worthing comes here. All right, enough of that. Let's keep walking back home. So, Dave Allen, this is what David Allen brings is a good chin. He brings it, heart, guts. He'll bring the fight to Hughie Fury. And historically, Hughie Fury in certain fights hasn't looked great against guys who put pressure on him, let's be honest. He hasn't looked spectacular against guys who put the pressure on him. It's almost like he's got the fear of God in him when he sort of fights. Let's go down this road again. So he boxes well against guys who allow him to set the jab, who allow him to set the right hand. See this place here? Man, if you want a wicked Indian meal, come here. Magnificent food. I can't tell you if you have one excellent pizza, come here, because there's loads of them, but Ask Italian, it's not bad. Kind of appreciate them because they really take the time with, so like for vegan pizzas and stuff, they're very good for that. Very, very good. The menu is quite impressive. Then for my Sicilian friends and family, right over here, there's the Sicilian food there. Sicilian street food. Yes. Okay, there you go. And there's a seagull. He's probably looking for some food. The famous Pizza Express is down there. It's nice. Nice evening, go down there and eat there. It's quite nice. Another place where Worthing's best hang out. I've never been here before, the Warwick. So back to Dave Allen. Dave Allen poses a significant threat to Hughie Fury, and I can understand why Peter Fury would want Hughie Fury to fight Dave Allen. You know, Dave Allen, as I said before, poses a significant problem to Hughie Fury. And here's why he poses that significant problem and issue for Hughie Fury. He brings pressure, he puts his punches together when he wants to, and Dave Allen, when he puts his foot down and puts pressure on, he punches hard enough, he can cause Hughie problems, a lot of problems. If Hughie decides to suddenly switch off, which he has done from time to time in many fights. Hughie has switched off in fights. Let's go down here. Hughie switched off in fights. He switched off in the Povetkin fight. He switched off in the Pulev fight. He switches off mentally. He can't really afford to be switching off against Dave Allen. So this fight against Dave Allen is where Hughie Fury should put it together. He's got to show he's a level above British level. You know? He's got to show he's above British level. A lot of people will think that Dave Allen's world class. There are some people that believe that simply because he's on TV. Dave Allen, as far as I'm concerned, is a talented, is a guy that could be doing so much more in the heavyweight division, in my personal opinion. I really do. I really do. I hate Indian food, Chinese, Jamaican, Mexican, Italian food. Sounds like you hate all sorts of food, my friend. Because Hughie's going to be on his bike against Dave Allen. That's what I'm saying. What, to be on his bike, apart from guys that you've never heard of? No, I'm not being disrespectful here. This is why I think, let's go down here tonight, shall we? Come on. Let's do something scary tonight. Let's go down here. Do, 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 do. It's like one of those video games, right? Got to walk slow. We got to do it like in the video games. There was a light at the end of the tunnel. Careful. Shit, the bee. You cheat yourself if something jumped out there, right? Ding! End of level. Worthing Town Centre. Packed as always. Hey, if you want to get sushi, if you want to have sushi, yeah, and you want a good sushi, if you want a good sushi, man, here, you can get a damn good sushi. There you go. Good sushi. Right, so, you want to meet me in a dark alley. Mate, you mean dark alleys I've had to walk through to get home at times? Oh dear. Shockers. Right, anyway. So I think that Hughie would get on his bike against Dave Allen. Getting on his bike isn't a problem. It's getting on your bike and not doing it enough. And I think that Dave Allen, with all due respect, based on what I've seen in Hughie Fury so far in his career, Dave Allen stands a great chance of beating Hughie Fury. This is the fight where Hughie Fury's got to stand up and say, this is who I am. I'm a superior boxer. I've got a superior jab. I've got a superior right hand. I know how to box. I know my way around the ring. I know how to slip and move. I know how to keep away out of punches. I know how to jab your head off all night, David Allen. I know how to hit you with the right hand. I know how to hit you with the uppercut. I know how to spin you and turn you. I know how to do these things. That's what Hughie Fury's got to do against Dave Allen. He's got to stamp his authority from round 1. And I don't mean round 1 to round 3 and then go to sleep from round 3 through to round 12. Because Dave Allen will beat him. Dave Allen just throw more punches than him. Allen's got good stamina. He's got good enough fitness. Especially if Hughie decides to fall asleep. He's not exactly going to put the pressure on Allen. So Allen can come in like half decent shape, chuck 10 punches around and outscore Hughie. I mean, people think I'm being mad saying this, but Dave Allen stands a damn good chance of beating Hughie Fury. So, kind of walking around in circles almost now. So does anybody have anything else to say? Did I miss anything out on my points, by the way? Let me see. Let's see if anybody's got anything to say. Let's see, careful. You reckon his attributes limits his style. He's not the biggest height and reach size to impose size and doesn't hit hard enough to put people on the back foot. I don't believe that's true at all. I believe Hughie does hit hard enough. What's the woman like in Worthing? I know you're married, mate, but you've still got eyes, bud. It's funny you should say that. It's funny you should say that. Today is my anniversary. I'll leave it as that. And actually, I got married at 9 p.m. at night. Yes, I did. 9 years ago. So, whatever time it is now, 9 p.m, I got married. On the dot. So, at night. 9 years ago. What are the women like in Worthing? I've got two areas. I've got the era I lived here. I lived in Brighton. I used to come to Worthing. And I've got this era. I think 20 years ago, the women in Worthing were very different. Very sociable, likeable, nice girls to be around, good company. I'm not saying they're not today, but I think social media has a lot of these girls now acting stupid. A lot of them. You see them behaving in a manner where, I can't understand clutching their handbags and all this crap. Yeah, a lot of them are like that now. They don't a lot of them are plastic now. They're not the same as they were 20 years ago. I know this because of talking to some of them and engaging with them now. They're not the same. Not the same. But mind you, I'm probably not the same 20 years ago. So, I don't know. 20 years ago, they were fun then. 20 years ago, it was fun. It was great. You know what? Let's come and sit down here, because this is another spot of mine I actually like in Worthing. Let's sit down here. Just sit down here for a minute. It's a shame about round here, because it could look so much more beautiful. Let's stop here for a second. Yeah. We'll stop here for a minute. Just for a few minutes. There's the heads up there. When weren't you married? You comedian. Not a hotspot then. Oh no. I mean, yeah, it's a hot. I mean, BG, I'm sure you can come down there and get yourself sorted. I'm sure you can come down there and sort yourself out. Yeah, I'm sure you can come down there and get yourself sorted. I will eventually do a video on life. I will definitely do a video on life soon. For now, yeah, it's got a decent nightlife, but it's changed. It's changed. The clientele in Worthing has changed a lot. It's not the same as it used to be. Still a beautiful town, but the clientele has definitely changed. Having to hold this bloody camera to the side. I've got my selfie stick coming soon. I'll be using that. So, what else would you like to talk about? Well, I've got a few minutes left. So, Dave Allen has a great chance of beating Hughie Fury if he can put the fear of God in Hughie, and he can put the pressure on Hughie. I think the reason why Hughie Fury doesn't use all his attributes is because I think that he's scared of committing. When you're scared of committing, you're throwing punches, but you're kind of pulling yourself back at the same time. So dynamics, you throwing a punch when you really are committed, as opposed to guys that can hit you back and hurt you. So you're cautious committing. So your knockout ratio is not the same as opposed to when you are fully committed to knocking a guy over. Punches chance against Hughie. Now I'm not looking for Dave Allen to knock Hughie Fury out. I'm looking for Dave Allen to outwork Hughie Fury. I would look for him to outwork him. Down the stretch. First 3 rounds, I think Hughie will come out using the jab, trying to establish a jab. Right at that point there, Dave Allen's got to dishearten Hughie, and he's got to back him up, put him against the ropes, whack him to the body, really work him early. That's how I see that fight would go. Yeah, but it's not a bad look if he switches off, because Hughie switches off. If he switches off in this fight against Dave Allen, not a good thing. Can accept getting KO'd, maybe, but shouldn't be losing 12 rounds to Allen. No, I can't accept him getting knocked out by Dave Allen, because Povetkin didn't knock him out. Pulev didn't knock him out. My God, Josie Parker didn't knock him out. So if Dave Allen's able to knock Hughie Fury out, my word, no disrespect to Dave Allen, but I don't think Hughie's been dropped. Don't think he's been dropped as a pro, no. Not as a pro. Not when the lights are on, no. I don't think so. But I don't know. I just feel there's something missing with him. Somebody asked a question before, do I think Hughie Fury should change his trainer? I think it would be interesting to see Hughie Fury under another trainer. But the thing is, it doesn't matter what the trainer is if he's not listening, if he doesn't have the stomach for it, or he just isn't that good. It doesn't matter who the trainer is. So we're still in the process of finding out, is Hughie Fury good enough at world level? Does he have what it takes to cut it at world level? Does he have the stomach for it at world level? And more to the point, does he even want to be a world champion? Does he want to be heavyweight? Does Hughie Fury want to be a heavyweight champion of the world? And does he desire to be heavyweight champion of the world? Or does he just like boxing? I don't know. I don't know. And if I'm asking myself that question, does Hughie want to be heavyweight champion of the world? Of course, you would think he'd want to be a heavyweight champion of the world, but does he really want to be heavyweight champion of the world? Ah, sunny Worthing. I've been there many times. Good. It is a sunny place. They say we get the best of the sun over here. Can't complain, to be honest. Can't complain. Can't complain. Can't complain. Starting to get dark now. Not so sunny anymore. Maybe Tyson says made Hughie lose passion because he knows he's most likely going to be in the shadows. Yes, but that can also make you know. But you can define your own future. Do you understand? You can define your own future in the sense that people say, oh, you know what? Okay, Tyson's done this. I'm going to create my own legacy. I'm going to create my own future. I'm going to do the best I can. So at the moment, Hughie Fury has created his own legacy at the moment, being the guy that is the cousin of Tyson Fury, who's not that good or not as good as Tyson. That's the legacy he's created at the moment. So, and I'm not being disrespectful. That's what it has been at the moment. You know, so Hughie was the more Italian amateur of the two. Bad timing. Not really. Not really. Look at Vitaly and Vladimir Klitschko, and they're brothers. Vitaly and Vladimir Klitschko. They at one point, there was talk of Hughie Fury and Tyson Fury ruling the heavyweight division. Imagine the Furies. Imagine a situation, somehow or the other, Hughie Fury got a hold of a world title, right? And Tyson Fury got a hold of the other section of the world titles. Imagine that. Would you pay to watch Hughie Fury versus Tyson Fury? I mean, I know Hughie said he'd never fight Tyson, but I mean, Vitaly versus Vladimir, Hughie versus Tyson. Just think about that for a second. Yeah, people would pay to watch it, yeah. And do you remember way back when Hughie Fury was meant to fight Anthony Joshua and Peter Fury was pushing for that? Could you imagine Hughie Fury against Anthony Joshua? Could Hughie Fury beat Anthony Joshua? Based on what we've seen and what Andy Ruiz did, is it possible for Hughie Fury to beat Anthony Joshua? Could it beat Anthony Joshua? He's got a good jab, Hughie, but would he be bullied if he fought someone like Anthony Joshua? Would he be bullied? Would he go into a shell, or would he come out and fight against Anthony Joshua? That's what I'd like to know. He's got the height. He's got the boxing ability. You can see it going similar to the Parker fight. Yeah, maybe. But has he got the power to hurt Anthony Joshua if he hit him? If he hit Joshua clean, could he knock Joshua out? Hell no, Femi knocks him out. There you go. But then you're saying that, but then Femi, but then no one's knocked Hughie out to this point. You know? Okay, then who's the better boxer? Hughie Fury or Anthony Joshua? Who's technically the better boxer? Who's got the better boxing skills? Well, I know for one, Hughie's got a better jab than Joshua. Fact. Got a better jab. You know, Hughie Fury could dominate a fight on his left jab alone because his jab is so nice. But it's the consistency of it. He doesn't throw it enough in fights to dominate a fight at key moments, at key stages. You know? So for me, AJ's better offensively. AJ commits more. AJ commits more. If AJ boxed like Hughie against... AJ has hooks and right hand. Yeah, he has. But AJ is defensively more irresponsible. Yeah. AJ is more defensively irresponsible, more robotic. Hughie's more slicker. He's got better upper body movement. What do you think of Hughie Fury right hand, Ingram? What do I think of his right hand? As I said, I spoke about it early on. I think he's got a good right hand. I just think he doesn't commit with it. That's a psychological thing. That's not a technical thing. That's a psychological thing. You see, because when you, I've got something I'm going to tell you a lot, right? I'm going to show you something with you. I think there's a lot of spiking going on in boxing. I think there's a lot of spiking going on in boxing. I do. I believe people's waters are being tampered with and being spiked with in boxing. I believe Stavern was spiked in his first fight against Wilder. I believe, I'm of the belief of that. And I believe, first time I'm talking about, I believe that Joshua was spiked against Ruiz. Why? Because if you remember when Joshua went back in the corner, he was going, why am I feeling like this? Spiked. Think about it. Stavern being dehydrated, a heavyweight. When in his career has he ever been dehydrated? And Larry Holmes said he was dehydrated in the first round or second round of his fight against Wilder. Come on. So I believe he was spiked. I wouldn't be surprised if Wilder was spiked. I wouldn't. I wouldn't be surprised if Joshua was spiked, Wilder was spiked. And you see how Tyson Fury is so careful with his water? You see how careful he is with his water? It's not what he says, it's what he doesn't say. They had Asgard looking after the bottles of water, and they had their own water. What does that tell you? A lot of these fighters are silly anyway. They put their faith in the trainer. You can't trust some of these trainers because they'll take the money. They will take the extra money and see their fighter die in a ring. I'm telling you, you don't want to hear this shit. But spiking goes on in boxing. Spiking goes on in boxing. You spike a guy, the water just before, it kicks in. Kicks him around to kick in within 10 minutes. So on your way to the ring, you're starting to feel a bit odd, but you're trying to shake it off. You're not too worried about it. You get in the ring and then bobs your ankle. From round one, boom, it hits you. So you spike you 30 minutes beforehand. 30 minutes beforehand. Ah, yeah. Take a sip of water, mate. You're looking a bit thing. Take a sip of water. And then there's a mouse. Time to get the hell out of here. Sip of water, and then bam. Yeah. So think about it for a second and go back and watch his fights. Go back and watch Stavern versus Wilder. Go back and watch Stavern versus Wilder. And go back and watch that Deontay Wilder fight again from the first round. Go back and watch it again. Forget the suit for a second. Forget the nonsense of the suit. Just watch how he is moving in the first round. I've never seen Deontay Wilder gasping for breath in the first couple of rounds. Never. Never. So all of a sudden he's gasping for breath against Tyson Fury. Now again, you don't have to blame Tyson Fury for that. This has got nothing to do with Tyson Fury. But, AJ talks about high-level people, high-profile people, basically stabbing him in the back, wishing to see him lose. So think about it. Just go back and think about it. Forget the personality for a second. Forget about what you know of the fighter. Just for a second, go back and watch their behavior. Watch how they fight in their fights. I think, okay, I've never seen them do this in a fight. Fighters fight. Always remember this. Fighters fight with patterns. Exactly. You can say conspiracy all you want. Conspiracy. When a person says conspiracy, it's a good excuse for you not to examine the facts. Conspiracy, go and examine it. Take the time. You can check and say a conspiracy all you want. But it's happened. It's not like it can't happen in boxing. And if you think about it, I told you from day one, if you go back and look at my build-up to Stavern versus Wilder, go back and look at my build-up to that fight. The first fight, I said, they're going to do something funny with Stavern. They're going to do something funny with him. They wanted that belt regardless. They were going to win that belt regardless. My word. They were going to win that fight regardless. They would do anything that was possible. You ever heard of a WBC heavyweight champion not getting promoted like that? Never? let's go back and look at those fights. Stavern Wilder won. Stavern Wilder won. Wilder Fury 2. And look at Wilder's fights before that. When have you seen Wilder gasping for breath? Look at Wilder's back leg. He looked like he had no sort of balance from round 1. He was gasping for breath. He looked lethargic. That's not right. Who's this? Oh, God. Go back and look at the videos. See, if we're ever going to learn about the sport, if we're ever going to learn, we have to do our research. I'm not in a position where, I'm not going to be in a position where I'm going to just ignore certain truths because it seems good. The sport's a corrupt sport. We have to understand that once we accept the sport's a corrupt sport, anything is possible. Loaded gloves, rings made of sponge. So fighters are trained on sponge. When you go to fight them, you go and fight, you break your leg. Happens. It's not conspiratorial. It happens. And all the tricks in boxing. Ali, remember when Ali got dropped by Henry Cooper? Yeah? Splitting the glove. Diego Corrales spitting the gum shield out to allow himself time to get himself back up to get himself time to get back up and knock out Corrales. Don't know how long that was happening as well. Exactly. It was happening a while. Go back and look at the fight between Kubrat Pulev and Vladimir Klitschko. That's how long it's been going on. Kubrat Pulev, Vladimir Klitschko. It's been going on a long time. Right. And I'll come to bring this to a close. I've got to go. Have a great night. Take care and keep your guard up. I'm out.